Oh, I guess now we're live now.
Well, we're live now, right?
No, we're not. So you gotta wait again.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the.
It's your boy, your cousin, your nephew. It's the Grappital region's best kept secret, the Don of the Grappital region, and the host of the hottest debate show podcast in all of pro wrestling. I'm the Don CHAZ Evans, and you're checking out the 3 Count Podcast presents CHAZ and Friends, only on the Infinite Network. All right, not really. Infinite Plus Network.
Plus.
There we go.
Yeah.
That one.
YouTube and all that great jazz.
Infinite Plus.
That one. Boom, to start off the new year. But first, let me introduce you my friends. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, he's the champion in our hearts, but not a champion in real life. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Red Dog, Cliff Miller.
Dang!
Wow, we starting with jazz already. First show of the year.
Yeah, no kidding. Like I guess a new. What is this? Like new year, new season, new jokes coming along? Because I mean, you're just like sticking it to me like if I was a Cowboy fan or something with like a Packers. God dang! He's over here firing away at me like that. Besides, remember. Yeah, just remember too. Like when the Cowboys and Ravens play, you're not a Cowboys fan.
That's fine.
You're not. You're not.
I believe purple and black. I've always said that.
Yeah, I believe purple and black, except for when the silver and blue play, and then I play with God's team. I'm listening to you. It is the Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get a job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog. And I'm here to score more touchdowns than Dak Prescott in a playoff game.
See, but there's the thing. Unlike, diehard Cowboys fans, I'm a realist. I understand that when they play like trash, they're doo-doo. Like, I know that. I'm that's funny. I can take a joke. But anyway, it's not about football. This is a wrestling podcast. But let me introduce you my other friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is the super villain. He's the Dark Lord, the Dark Goat, and he's on the shelf because if he was on the scene, he knew that he could not be as good as me. Ladies and gentlemen, Damien Fatal.
Boy, you couldn't lace my jock strap. What are you talking about?
God damn.
I'm way better than you. You lucky I'm on the shelf. You are lucky. I'm handing you 2024. Wait till 2025. Just wait. Nah, you talking that crap. Just wait.
Yeah.
Oh, 2025.
This man said you could lace my jock strap. What year is this?
Oh well. I mean, look, I just turned 44 yesterday. So I mean, I'm 44 million.
Yes, 44 million.
My bad. But I'm old school. I'm gonna fuck you up, Chaz. We gonna stand across from the ring each other in 2025.
That's look, and that's fine as long as listen. As
Corey, you getting ready to lose some money, pal.
As look, here's the thing. As an innovator yourself of duffing season, I have to say that I've duffed more than you could ever have imagined.
What? Because I've been out for a year?
Hey, it is what it is. Still love you, bro.
I can catch up real quick.
I feel like
I'm just saying, I can catch up real quick. My left arm still can hit.
And that's fine. Look, what makes sure it's different than mine is my right hand. And I got a mean right.
So do
I got a mean right.
When it gets better, I'll see you in 2025
That's fine. And guess what?
14 days into the new year, this is what we're doing.
Look, we're starting the new year off hot. All right. Look, there's so much to talk about. So much has happened. We said it when we went off last year. A lot of stuff's gonna happen once we go off the air, and we're not gonna have a show until next year. Y'all tried to force me to do a show on New Year's Eve, and I was not doing that. And I don't care what anyone said, but a lot has happened. And so I got to bring that, make sure that energy that was supposed to be, like those 3, it was a month, legit month. It was legit 4 weeks. Yeah. Wow. Look at us. Thank goodness. Normally it's like 3 weeks, but it was a legit month this year. Okay, cool. The last 4 weeks have been crazy in wrestling. So let's get down to it. Before we get down to it, though, make sure you follow us on all your favorite social media platforms, whether that is TikTok or X. That's 3count_pod. That's the only thing different than everything else. If it's Instagram, TikTok, and or Threads, or all the other weird, obscure social media apps that is out there, we're on there. All right, it's 3countpod, all one word. Don't you type in THREE. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button on YouTube. And also, if you're checking us out on audio on our podcast platforms, if you're on Apple Podcasts, make sure you hit that 5-star frog splash review right off of the moon. Going small first. Going small. All right, right off the moon on Apple Podcasts. Like us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast fancy on. Definitely give us a like. Share if you know somebody that likes wrestling and really likes it. Yeah. Send this podcast to that person and tell them to check us out. Cliff, what do we have coming out for Now Entering the Ring?
Well, coming out for Now Entering the Ring, we're all starting on season 5. If you guys didn't know, we start off with Hot with Dustin Waller from Miracle Generations. Then we've had on we just had The Business. Actually, their episode dropped last week. This week is a special touch. It's kind of an appropriate one too, because we have a guest in the studio today, so we'll be adding that person in. But all day James Gray will be having his episode come through, and some fuckery might have happened during that episode. We won't talk about it, point fingers, say anything, but Chaz's cheesy ass grin is definitely giving everything away.
Ooh, it's like that.
Yeah. So definitely that episode is coming out. You guys definitely go check it out. It was a good time to have a great conversation with somebody that, it's funny because we were talking about it on the show. We were talking about how we met at Orochi, before it was Orochi, and we did all the tapings and stuff. And
before it was Orochi. I see what you did there.
Yeah, so we did everything. We were talking about
say the name, Cliff. Say the name. Say it.
Oh, I don't need to.
Say it. Come on.
Tapings. That's all I need to be said.
No. Don't say it. You know what? Legitimately, yes, you're right. I'll give you that one. I'll let that slide. Because you're right. That's all that does need to be said is quarantine. You're right. Yeah. I'll give you that.
But we talked about some differences and things changing and stuff like that. It was pretty cool to have a great conversation with someone that for the last 2 years, we kind of watched each other kind of grow in the industry. So yeah, I definitely was hyped to be able to have a conversation with him. So check that episode out. It's going to be.
He can still get duffed again.
8 a.m. It will be it'll go live, so you guys can check it out. And then don't worry about your SoundCloud rapper that you were just trying to listen to on the Infinite Plus network or whatever we was playing. Okay, so at the end, the guy died. It happened. Right?
Probably, most likely. It sounds about likely.
They don't play movies on Infinite Plus.
All right, moving on to the Indie Spotlight. All righty, so Red Dog, why don't you start us off with Indie Spotlight? Indie Spotlight, for all the promoters out there who are watching our show right now, send us your results and they will be aired on the show live. All right, make sure you send it to us by noon on Sunday so we can get those announced on the air. Go ahead, Cliff.
Let's talk about one that happened up in Lewistown, Pennsylvania. Shout out to HWF, Honorary Wrestling Federation. We had Lestat going over the Cornell brother. We had Steve Steele going over Steve Steele and Robbie Page going over John Washington and Big Philly. I think Big Philly just had his debut too, so I just want to throw that out there. Sledge Gibson over Aaron Connors and Superior G. We had the Sons of Mifflin County going over Riot City. We had Ashlyn Shaw going over the Pit Chick. RD Mosh over Phil Stamper. That's right, the president of wrestling. Neverfall getting a win over Baby Daddy, and then James Ford getting the win over Sickened. We're gonna move over to Levelland, Texas. This is BCW Buzzsaw Championship Wrestling. We had Lobo defeating Johnny Drew. We had the Bear Hug Challenge where Scar defeated Little Guapo. We had there's some aftermath stuff that happened after that match. We had Damon McCullen going over Dorian Robinson. We had Logan Knight going over Jeb Bingham. There was a disqualification, but then the match got restarted, and then Jeb got the pin over Logan. We had Justin James getting the win over Nathan Briggs, and then we had Mac the Franchise and Gabriel Alexander defeating TJ Slater and Articus Wild. So, big things happening there.
Mac the franchise. That's a name. I like that.
Yeah,
don't
I like that name.
don't ask me to read any of these off. Just by the way, because I am going to totally butcher everyone's name. And what it do, fam?
What did you? Thanks
Hey.
for noticing the beard.
Actually, it is a nice beard. Good job. I actually just shaved all of mine, so like I've kind of de-aged about 1,000 years.
Yeah, I'm about to DH too. Don't worry. All right, Chaz, spin us up.
Yeah, man, I can't relate. So let's start off with my favorite plays out there in Houston, Delaware. 1CW Pro Wrestling. Easy E and Dad Bod defeated the Cartel. DK Vandu defeated the GOAT Christopher Andino. Brittany Blake defeated Gabby Ortiz to become the #1 contender to the 1CW Professional Wrestling Women's Championship. Chris, that's not so wild, defeated Marvelous. 5. Tony I'm sorry for butchering your name. Linyanda defeated Tim Tabor to retain the Workhorse Championship. Ty Awesome and Brian Morris went to a no contest when Chris Wilde and Dustin attacked both men. Then former Cruiserweight champion Eddie Velasquez returned to make the save. Next, I'm a ranch hand. Carlson defeated Evil Kip, Dustin Tarr, and So Cool Miles Millennium in a fatal 4-way to become a 2-time DSN Network champion. I like that belt, ranch hand.
Oh, you trying to say you're trying to take another belt?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I like that belt.
All right, cool.
I've told him this all the time. I like that belt.
Still looking at that bulletproof title. That's all I'm trying to say.
We're not calling. Hey, this is Indie Spotlight. Anyway, going to next. Adriana defeated Tatiana in a street fight to become a 2-time women's champion. I always bet on Big Daddy. Okay, that's all I gotta say. I put my money down on Adriana. Adriana came through. All right, and Mike Z. Hire me, Mike Z. Defeated Trucker Josh to retain the Bulletproof Championship. Oh, now I see what you were talking about.
Yeah. I
We love Mike Z. Not really.
I love Mike Z, but
no,
I am the one that threw him over the top rope. So, I feel like that would.
Mike Z has never beat a member of Pure Ignorance in any type of shape, way, or form. Every member has taken an L in some shape, way, or form of Pure Ignorance, and I always like to remind him that. Cough, cough, wink, wink. And last but not the least, the Harables defeated Reality Era in a last team standing match when the Donkey once again cost the Reality Era. But then the Donkey revealed as Hobo Harry. I didn't see that comment, but I did see it said something about the Cowboys, and we're not talking about that. This is a wrestling podcast. Moving on to Pro Wrestling Grind. All right, our RIP Bison over Bateman Delma. XO over Travis Huckabee. Miracle Generation over Main Event. Griffin McCoy over Danny Miles. And Mike Skyros over Ryan Mooney. That is your indie spotlight for the week. Again, make sure you send promoters. You send us your results so we can air those live on the air by 12 Sunday by 12 noon.
Oh,
all righty.
Hey, Chaz, real quick.
Yes.
Just because you look like a 10-year-old with a fake mustache, doesn't mean anything.
That's fine. I don't know what. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Bastard.
That's crazy. He said a 10-year-old. He said you put on milk just to have the cat lick off your mustache.
All right, Cliff. Introduce our special guest.
Hey, so let's bring on our special guest, right? So, and if you guys want to keep putting in the chat what you think of Chaz's mustache,
let's not do that. This is a pro wrestling.
I want to see. That's all I want to see now. I want comments of what Chaz's mustache looks like. So let's bring on our guest, right? He is the founder. He's actually the lead commentator for 1CW, but he's also the founder, the promoter, the booker. He's the guy that you want to talk to when you want to talk about the Wrestling Independent. He also has a column and he has a podcast called The Wrestling Independent. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that we love to talk to, Mike. He keeps it fresh.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show.
And honestly, you just need to give the Don a good washcloth, and that might take care of that mustache.
Hey.
Probably right. I thought there was something fishy about that.
Hey,
You draw it on with Sharpie.
which one? Yeah, which one of your favorite erasable markers are you using nowadays?
I hate you.
Nah, he's using his wife's eyebrow pencil.
Hey, he's like, it's mascara. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, he's using the
I can do
mascara.
this in a week.
Listen,
Chad,
okay.
we'll have a race. I'll shave my beard completely off, and we'll have a race and see who can grow something back in 2 weeks.
All right, bet. Cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. A lot of places I think this year are running me babyface anyway. It looks good. So that's fine. Let's do it. And if I'm working heel in some places, look, I'm doing the Randy Orton 09 thing where I'm just gonna lose and shave my locks off too, and just straight no face, no hair, anything. Yeah. There it is.
Ain't no one gonna let you shave your locks.
No, look, I keep saying I'm gonna do it at the end of every year, and guess what? As y'all can see now, they're still there.
Do you really want to like look like the oddball out in the whole entire group?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
No, Chaz, you can't, because you would look like Chris Bosh after he shaved his locks, like
a pterodactyl,
like long lanky neck.
All right, let's get back on track.
Yeah, yes, Cliff, get back. Yes, this gosh.
Sorry, Mike.
Oh, it's okay.
No, so Mike, talk to us, because you recently just had the Wrestling Independent, myself and Chaz, as well as the boys of Period. We were attached to the show.
The show. This show right there.
Okay.
So yeah, talk to us about like what's going on with the future and stuff like that, and like, you know, just more about it.
Well, one of my big things, and I really haven't had a chance to get into this yet, is I want to make the promotion, what I'm going to say is quote unquote gender neutral, in that I'm really looking for the best competition. And let's be honest, there's a lot of women that fit in that column of some of the best competition.
Facts.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to the point that, you know, once there's an actual championship, which I'm hoping is going to be at the anniversary show in next December, that it's literally going to be you're ranked by whoever is the best. I don't care, man or woman. I really want to keep it. I'm saying gender neutral because I think intergender is a little bit outdated. It's a little more comedy when you think of it. Mm-hmm. So that's really what I want to do with this.
All right, give me Robin Renegade. That's
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all keep talking about me calling shit. You've been calling shots.
Let me get it.
Everything she posts, he comments on.
Facts. I do know.
We're best friends. What do you mean?
The funny thing is this. Look, the Renegade Twins are legitimately, I still say, is the best tag team on the planet. Like, legitimately. They're so good. But yeah, like I remember you and Robin were getting into it at 1CW during the intermission.
Yeah. Yeah, we low key had like we had a whole little thing. We had a whole little mini feud going on back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Like, you know, I've been, and fun fact, like for about 2 years now, I've been pushing this like, Robin and I need to fight. Like, it just needs to happen. Someone needs to contract her and contract me to take her out.
I would like to see her beat your ass, actually. As a matter of fact, I will fly to that event just to see it. Kind of curious. Love you, Cliff, but still would like to see it.
That's crazy. You can't say that. It can't be like, love you, hope you get your ass beat. That's how it works.
So
just shoot my shot. That's all I'm doing.
Hey, I get it.
The other thing is, when I was coming up in Philly, when I first got into pro wrestling, right? I was a huge fan my entire life. And then when I was 19, we decided to take on a wrestling show at the community station that we were at. And it was right after ECW folded, but you had everyone running out of at the time, ECW arena. You had CZW, XPW, Ring of Honor just started down the block from the arena. You had Chikara that was starting out, and you had 3PW and all this other stuff. And I think at that time, Philly was kind of the place for wrestling. I think there was even like a comic book by Jerry the King Lawler where someone goes to Philly to try to make it. And I think Philly's missing that sense of fun. I think that Philly's missing that excitement that it had. And I think it's ripe for a comeback. And that's also what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, when you gave that speech at that promo that you did right at the beginning, and you were talking about the history of Philly and Philly wrestling, like it really hit, because I was like, dang, man, it's crazy, because like when you think of like places, Philly is like always one of those stops that like you have to wrestle in Philly, because the crowd in Philly is just so different from like everywhere. Like, just to keep it 100, like whether you're in DC or in Baltimore or you're in Boston or New York City, like the Philly crowd like really loves their wrestling, and they really let you know whether they're like connecting with you or not. So I thought it was kind of cool to hear you make those callbacks and talk about like Ring of Honor back in the day and CZW, and talk about like how everything worked, which is why for you guys who don't know, you can listen to go check out the video I did for Wrestling Independent, and I took your promo because I was like, yo, there was just some hard hitting facts that were just meant to be dropped in there, and I was just like wanted you to be able just to have those emphasis put on there.
No, and I appreciate that. I mean, and one of the things that I don't get into too much with people was 3PW, Blue Meanie's promotion for the first year and a half. I was really helping him and Jasmine with a lot of the things. And also being on the actual radio back then was a lot different than podcasts now, because like I was backstage at a lot of the shows for stuff. So like I got to go backstage with 3PW and Ring of Honor and different companies like that. So it was such a learning experience that now I feel like it's my job to take that learning and put my money where my mouth is.
I like it. I like it.
Cool.
I'm only here to talk, and y'all.
So I got a question. I got a question for you, Mike. What are some dream matches you want to have happen at the Wrestling Independent?
One of the ones that I've wanted to have happen, and they actually came to me to ask to do, is a Leon St. Giovanni versus Cheeseburger, and that's going to be one of our matches at the WrestleMania show that we're doing on April 5th.
Oh, we just had a WrestleMania match like just dropped just now. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You didn't know? Hey, exclusive right here. Exclusive here. Exclusive here. Boom.
LSG and Cheeseburger.
That's fire.
ROH dudes like doing it. Yay.
They said that they've been looking for a place to do it, and they wanted to know if I was cool with it. I was like, how could I not be cool with
right.
it?
Oh my, that's a trick question. Like, oh, that's I'm next.
The other thing is, about 2 years ago, I spent a lot of time in Vancouver. I stayed there for a little bit, and I did some commentating with this group called WrestleCore. WrestleCore is run by Cobra Kai, who is Kizarni's brother. He's married to Katie Kroll, known as Calamity Kate, who's also the lady that's doing the Lucha Vachon documentary right now.
Okay.
And there were so many good talents that I wanted to bring out and that I wanted to show, because I feel like, in this area, we're saturated, but we also kind of have some of the best of the best. We don't always realize that there's other territories, and not necessarily everybody's signed to a GCW or MLW and stuff like that. But people that I want to bring out, again, he's going to be on the WrestleMania show, is a gentleman by the name of Evan Rivers. I think he was 248 on the PWI this year. And there's just so many talent. Taryn from accounting I want to have out. I want to have Michael Richard Blaze out. Michael Richard Blaze trained under Tyson Kidd and Natalie Neinhart. And Tyson has publicly, actually, you can check it back on Twitter, talk about how Michael Richard Blaze is the best student that he ever had and the person that's kind of his protege.
It's funny because we've actually had Taryn from accounting on the podcast. We did.
Taryn's awesome.
Yeah, Taryn's really cool. Definitely a big fan. It was one of 2 episodes that we actually did with people who were from Canada. So definitely hyped to have her on the show and be able to talk to her.
You know, I wish I really did have a question right now, but I really don't. I'm like listening to all the information. Like,
well, that's cool though. Like, do you have all 3 of your matches already planned up for your WrestleMania show?
I'm waiting for 2 more things to come together. I'm somebody who I like to communicate with the talent a lot, and just to kind of let them know, this is who I'd love to see you face. What do you think about this? This is something I'd love to see you do. What do you think about this? So I'm just kind of waiting for a couple more things to fall into place before I can really announce it. So.
I mean, Mike Fresh said I'm keeping my cards close. Just gotta make sure I gotta see what the playing field looks like. I
can tell you guys the main event of the March 23rd show.
I'm all ears.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be CMD versus Cheeseburger and Chaz Evans.
Oh crap! That's me. That's me.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yo,
let's go.
Bet, because I got some words for them anyway. Because I ain't like what I saw. I ain't like what I saw. But hey, we ain't lose though. That's all that matters. But okay, bet. As long as they know, they already know it's duffing season, so if they can get duffed again, cool. Happy New Year. Nice to see you. Bada boom, bada bing. And I got cheeseburger. Oh, bet. All right, yeah.
Easy By the way, Chaz, if you
easy
lose,
dub.
don't come home.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, cool. As long as you know that.
Listen, have I disappointed you?
How about just don't disappoint me? That's all.
Bet. I got you. I got you.
Right, Say less.
Bet that. Look at that. Dropping 2 exclusives. And your boys in. I like this. Season 5 is on a hot start. I love it. Definitely, Mike. Let everybody know where they can find the Wrestling Independent at their social media handles, so they know where to make sure they can follow you, so they can keep up to date with the future.
It's at Philly TWI on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Instagram, it's Mike Fresh TWI, but on Facebook, it's the Wrestling Independent. Gotcha. And definitely Facebook and YouTube, because we've got some of the matches going up now. In fact, I think the first one is Pure Ignorance versus CMD and Erica Lee versus Miles.
I saw, I definitely saw that one. Them boys, them 4-0 boys, Noah and the Prince, doing the thing. But yeah, definitely give them a follow, check them out, be on the lookout for them WrestleMania week in Philly. That's going to be a hot show already, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Mike, if you don't mind, if you're not busy, if you don't mind sticking around and helping, help argue with us about some wrestling. So I think we got some interesting topics, and I think we would love to hear your take on it.
Not a problem. Sounds good.
All righty. Let's first, before we get to our first debate topic, let's check the temperature. Let's go with temp check. All right. Ooh. Temp check. So those of you who don't know what temp check is, if you're just checking out after 4 seasons of this, you probably already know. But if you're just tuning in, temp check is where me and my friends, we give you our hottest and or coldest wrestler going into this week. And us being off of a break for a month, we're including the past 4 weeks in this temp check. Yeah.
I got a controversial one.
I think I got mine.
You got yours? All right, cool. All right. Well, Mike, how about you start us off? Temp check, brother.
Cold Jack Perry.
Okay.
Doing the ripping up the AEW contract, and he had Scapegoat on his arm. Come on.
Yeah.
I knew I liked
Just saying.
that
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It,
What about
it
you?
feels
What
like
about
something like a teenager would do, and I teach students that are teenagers, so
that
guy. He
works.
knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that works perfectly
get
though, because he reminds me of a. Anyway, but what's your hottest? What's your hottest wrestler?
hottest. I couldn't really tell you right now.
Ooh.
I've been so busy. Actually, I was at the show last night, so let's say hottest right now. Ty Awesome.
I got
Ty Awesome just got that title belt back, the 1CW Pro Championship belt. He just got it back after a year of fighting. He did such a great job. His first night back, defends it against Brian Morris, and just a tremendous match. Ty Awesome.
You know what? I might have to change mine to Ty Awesome just because you got a good point. We watched Ty fight for a whole year for this title, and so you know what? I'm gonna go with Ty Awesome as my hottest wrestler of the week as well. And just for my 1B, I'm going with Will Ospreay. I'm going with Will Ospreay.
I'll let you have that one.
Man, look, I always say that man Okada, that's a bad man. Every time we talk about Okada, I tell y'all, he's a bad man. It's a bad dude. It's time to start saying that Will Ospreay, that's a bad dude. Man, I was watching that match. I didn't get to watch it live, but I watched it today just so I was up to date with it on just a crazy day that yesterday was of wrestling. But I made sure I watched New Japan, and man, Ospreay. If we said it last year that he was, I know me and Cliff, we kind of like semi agreed but disagreed that Will Ospreay was the wrestler of the year in 2023. If this is what the start and he's on his way out the door, he's getting a dub over Okada. I don't think, then again, who knows what Tony Khan, it's, give or take. But if he doesn't fumble that bag, Ospreay's about to have another year where he's really he's that dude.
Nah, Tony's fumbling that bag. Sorry.
I'm going. Look, someone's got to root for. Someone has to root for the underdog, and I'll take that.
Keep trying. Yeah, keep trying.
I'll be that. I'll be that guy.
Yeah,
but that's my one. He's my 1B. Coldest wrestler. If I'm going with Ricky Starks, I gave it a try. I gave it a try.
I get what
I tried. And as a Ricky Starks fan, I tried.
He needs to leave.
I don't think it is. They're not. And it's not a knock on Big Bill either. It's not resonating with me and who I'm just, I ain't nobody really. So, but it just ain't working for me. And then on top of the fact I'm over Jericho and Sammy Guevara on top of that fact. So Battle of the Belts for me was a snooze fest. But Collision was fire, which was crazy. But yeah, Ricky Starks is my coldest wrestler. What do you got, Cliff?
I think for me, coldest wrestler, I'm gonna have to agree. Jack Perry, definitely. Like, just wasn't there. Like, cool, you showed up. Yay! Congratulations. I think for me, hottest wrestler though, I know he hasn't had a match. But there's got to be something to say about Nick Nemeth, right?
And that's what
Dolph, like, New Japan, and then showing up at TNA,
and he's signed the TNA, like
yeah.
And the way he showed up too, not even just showing up in the crowd like that, getting them part of the action.
Yeah.
I'm
happy for him. No, I'm happy for him. Like, he gets to go out there and have some fun again.
Yeah, and I think I'll
go out there and kill it.
My 1B is going to be Mustafa Ali, because that man just came out on pure fire after he got released. then you saw him do his matches and stuff. And even just recently, he had a match with Gringo Loco and said, he was like, if it wasn't for Gringo Loco, there would be no Mustafa Ali. And I'm
He
like,
did, yes.
bro,
You're funny
like,
you mentioned Ali because I watched his first match. I don't remember who it was against. It was out of, I know it was out of the States. It popped up on my YouTube and the suggested thing, and I was like, wait a minute, this is his first match back, like his legit first match, and I watched it, and my goodness, it's like it takes you back to when 205, like the Cruiserweight Classic. And like when 205 was really in his heyday, and it's just like, bro, what have we been missing? I legit I've that one match I've watched 4 times in the past 3 days. No lie to you, just because I'm studying Mustafa Ali. Like I'm trying to, yeah. So that's my 1C.
yeah, don't worry, I have a 1C too.
Oh, what's your 1C?
My 1C is the colors red and yellow. Because if you guys watched Hard to Kill last night, like it was everywhere. It was everywhere. Every wrestler in every match had red and yellow. It was crazy.
They were celebrating the TNA.
They were,
I was about to say,
yeah, I get that.
I'm saying the colors red and yellow, super
They
hot
were
right now.
prominent.
On
They
fire.
were prominent.
Yeah, I need to get red and yellow gear now. Get some yellow.
I gotta put some yellow in there.
Red and yellow camo tights.
Hey,
We might be onto something. All right, Damien, what you got, man? Temp check.
All right, I'll go with my coldest first. I got, of course, a 1A and 1B, and 1A is always Chris Jericho.
Always Chris Jericho.
Hands down, Chris Jericho.
Love that we're keeping the tradition going alive.
Oh yeah, no, he is horrible.
New
He
Year.
is horrible.
I can't
The
wait.
worst. Chris, please leave my television. I would really appreciate it. That's my New Year's resolution. Just leave my television for 2024. Come back like 2 years from now. My 1C, I'm gonna have to agree with Jack Perry. That was disappointing. Even my wife was disappointed. Like I showed her the clip and she was like, "Why?" And then she saw the scapegoat thing and she was like, "Really? Like how old are you?" So
Then he tore that paper with his little baby hands.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, his little
No, you did not bring
the baby hands. His little hands that have never gotten.
Glad the baby hands have been brought back in the new year.
And well, my hottest, I have to go with Punk because I'm a WWE show. So
You sure are.
I gotta pick Punk. And then I have a 1B,
Ooh.
and it's because I really, really enjoyed this new group like coming together, and that's the Authors of Pain and Karrion Kross. Like that was a good thing. Like I think these guys are gonna have fun.
I got to give it time. Before I
Well, I'm just saying, like just the presentation.
Yeah.
You got Scarlett, you got Paul Ellery, you got the Authors of Pain and Karrion Kross.
Yeah, no, just on paper, that's like absolutely.
Well, I mean, like even that first video was the First Testament. I guess that's what.
yeah.
That's what they're called. So like this has potential to get Karrion Kross out of that like little hole that he's been in. It's coming to the main roster. Like this has potential. So it's one of those where it's like, we waited over a year to see the Authors of Pain about. So like for them to have actually something to do and just not show up.
Right.
You know what I mean? They actually have something to do. So let's see what they do against the Prophets and Bobby Lashley.
I'm skeptical on that.
I'm just hoping they don't screw it up. That's
way
really
too
what it
much-
is.
There's way too much quote unquote destructive talent in that group that they should be a main event group, and it's going to be middle card for at least the first couple months, and I think that's going to kill their momentum.
Hopefully, if they don't screw it up. I mean,
I think putting him with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley kind of already puts him in that main event slot, though.
No, not when there's a thing still called the Bloodline.
I feel that. I mean,
because because you gotta look at SmackDown. Think about it like this. Look at SmackDown. SmackDown is still, even with Roman not there, it's still a bloodline driven show. They're there throughout the show.
We're getting ready to get a change. In a couple of months, we're going to get a nice, good shift.
Oh, are we? Are we really? Are we really?
Man,
are we really?
The Rock is
after March.
Don't do this to me, Chaz.
What? What did you just say?
I said The Rock is winning the title. Don't do this to me, Chad. I'm saying it again. Just for those in the back, know that I'm just not really I'm not really believing this. You know?
I was about to have another meltdown again.
Bruh. We left that in 2023. We have a whole
cool. All right, cool. Because
2024.
What? let go Rock go hold the belt in Fast 11.
You probably will.
Oh my gosh.
Do the eyebrow thing too.
If Vince was still around, it would definitely be more of a possibility.
Oh,
you know who's going to cost Roman the title? Ava.
Wait a minute. That's not a bad idea. Wait a minute now, brother. Hold on. What are you talking about? That's not a look. You're saying that jokingly.
Let's get to the debate topic first, because that is our first topic.
That is our first topic. So let's go right down to it, because you might be onto something here. So Rock has come back. All right. He came back to Raw. Was it last week or the week before? Was it 2 weeks? It's been 2 weeks, or I don't know. Time be flying. But anyway, he came back. Okay. I was gonna listen until I saw the radio.
Oh, don't worry, he's disguising himself. He's really a Cowboys fan.
I'll cheer for both teams. They're in different conferences. They don't play each other. There's a huge difference.
They play each other once every 4 years.
If that. Anyway, it's not a football podcast. This is a wrestling debate podcast.
You wear a Ravens hat on a wrestling podcast.
You wore a Broncos sweatshirt. Not today. Not yet, because you're sitting at home. Because you're sitting at home. I'm wearing a Cody shirt because Cody's about to face Roman at WrestleMania.
You and Anthony can go wear your Cody Rhodes t-shirts and scream out the songs that you don't know the words to, okay?
So you're one of the ones that's hoping that with The Rock being free through WrestleMania, it's not going to be Roman and The Rock?
I don't think it's going to be Roman and The Rock. I think it will either be a triple threat.
I don't want to see that either.
Look, at first I went, but then I go, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nah,
I'm good.
Nah. Anyway, let's go. Let's actually put the topic. All right, let's do that. All right. So look, Rock versus Roman. Should it be at WrestleMania? Let's start with you, Damien.
Fuck no.
Ooh.
I didn't see it last year. I'm over it. I'm being dead ass.
Okay.
Dead.
No, go ahead.
Look,
go ahead.
It was cute, the little remark. But if you ain't going to do it at Elimination Chamber, I don't care. You can do it on SmackDown, though, if I give a fuck. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I'd rather see Cody and Roman. Sorry. That's where I stand. I'm not going to change that. I will be mad if he's added in.
Kind of how Charlotte was added in.
Yeah.
At that WrestleMania. I had a fit. We didn't have a podcast then. Oh man, I'm so glad we didn't.
Yeah, I know, right? I was not, and I love Charlotte, but I like Rock.
I love Rock,
but
I love Rock.
I can't do it. I'm done.
I'm related to The Rock.
All right, moving on.
All right, what you got, Mike?
Should it? No. Will it? Yes.
No.
See, I don't think that somebody who at the most is going to be part-time or only be there for a handful of months should do that. But the way the WWE looks at everything, they want to get as much bang for the buck as possible. I think the only thing that would be bigger than that would be Punk versus Reigns for the title. But I don't think they're going that way right now.
Ooh, what if that is the case? Oh, wait a minute. What if that is the case?
We know
That's
anything can happen though.
yeah, exactly, and exactly. Oh, that's and like that's interesting. That
I mean, I wouldn't mind that. Like, I'm just saying, I just don't want to see Rock and Roman. I don't want to see it. I don't know why. I just don't want to see it.
So how's this scenario, right? Rock wins the world title. Roman keeps the undisputed. Rock and Cody for the world title, which is reminiscent of the NWA belt. And then Roman and Punk for the Universal.
I could live with that.
that's not bad.
I could live with
Don't
that.
mind it.
Like that's something I
That's
could be
actually
like,
not
"All right."
bad.
Like that is one of those things where I could be like, you know what? It's not what I want, but I know these matches are going to be fire. So let's see what happens.
All right, so look, I don't think it's happening at WrestleMania. I think it's happening. I am in that clump of people that believe it's going to happen at Elimination Chamber. At the simple fact is that WWE, there, everyone, the big four. There aren't really the big four thing is not really that much of a thing anymore. All of the premium live events, and especially over the past year, have been an A show. Especially the out of the country shows. So, being in Australia, I do think that why we bring Dwayne over there, okay? Because everyone around the world loves Dwayne. Boom, that's gonna sell out because it's Dwayne, and then boom, everyone's gonna watch it because it's Dwayne. Waking up at I don't know what is it from in America, the States? What is it? 3 a.m.
Yeah.
When it's something like that, so what? Guess what? Everybody's gonna get on the Peacock at 3 a.m. to watch Rock at Elimination Chamber.
The sellout in Australia is going to be a lot harder than a sellout in the U.S. You have to take a plane from every city to another city in Australia because they're so spread out. And who from the U.S. is going to take a 25-hour flight to see The Rock?
Them diehards.
A lot of Americans.
I promise there's probably a freak ton of people that'll fly out.
If I had the time and the patience, I'd do it.
And the money, that's like a $10,000 ticket.
No, that is true.
That is true. I mean, yes.
I would put in the fact if I had the time and the patience, I would have the money. There you go. But we're gonna put time and patience first.
I just don't. I feel like they're putting themselves like you're on this momentum in the good graces of everybody. Why wait to WrestleMania to give us the to do like, no, we're gonna stick it our way. This is our plan. I know you don't like it, but this is our plan. Why do that now? Because I've already had it planned out. The why now you're doing this is how Cody loses the title. Because he's not going to hold it long for the first time when he beats Reigns at WrestleMania. It's going to be short as hell. I hope everyone understands that. He's not holding that belt.
See that.
He's not holding that belt to the end of the year. Absolutely not.
I can see that
Absolutely
so you
not.
think Damian cashes in on him?
Oh, absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Damian Priest is. I said it here right now at the beginning of the year. We can pull it up at the end of the year. Damian Priest ends 2024 as the champion. Point blank.
It's gonna be kind of hard when he has to cash in before Money in the Bank, and then
Money in the Bank's in June.
What's that?
Money in the Bank's in June.
Right.
He can cash it. Okay, what? March, April, May.
So
he can cash it. He can cash it at any point. Then once Cody wins, and what's that? March, April. What is it? When is it?
Yeah, he's gonna win it if he wins it in April.
That doesn't.
I'm just saying.
What's saying he doesn't cash in right before Money in the Bank to be on like some funny shit like that week before, the whole month before Money in the Bank, we got this cool story of like, all right, Damien, you gotta do it. Have both. He comes on both shows, champions on Edge, and then man, what if it happens? They do the championship match before the Money in the Bank match, and he does it right then and that. Long-term storytelling.
He's gonna get the world title. I'll put money. He gets the world title.
He said, I don't want to put money on that because I believe he
I
will
feel
get
like
the world
that. Yeah, I
title.
feel like that's
I believe that as well. Yes, he will get the world
But why
title
would
too.
they? So I think for me, I think what I don't know. I guess what I kind of want to see is like because you're obviously you're gonna have Seth like holding down one title, and then you're gonna start seeing the story build up anyway for Mania, and I do kind of want to see. I do want to see Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, but not just by themselves. I want to see like a fatal 4-way. I'm going to be honest, and you're going to put Punk and you're going to put Cody in in that match too. And the reason why is because everybody has like their own story that they're trying to tell. So, Rock clearly wanted to be the head of the table. Roman having the belts. Cody wanted to finish story. Punk wanted to headline WrestleMania. You have all four of these stories that are accumulating up to the end. And I think it could be fun to see, especially.
I feel like that's more of a payback type match. That it's
I just don't. That doesn't scream the main event of a night of. You know what I'm saying?
Like the world title or the universal title has to be on the line.
This is also coming from the same company that did a whole WrestleMania 2000 McMahon in every corner match. Like, like I get it. Hunter is running the show, but let's not pretend like we don't remember what the history looks like. And there's very much a very possibility that there could be a fatal 4-way match for the universal title.
Ugh. That does.
There's so much potential now that all these other people have been like dropped in there since the end of the year. It has changed the whole entire landscape.
Facts
of the possibilities of what happened.
And let's not pretend like Gunther isn't a thing where Gunther
exactly
on the IC title could drop it and then challenge Seth for the title.
I almost feel like WWE is heading for what happened with AEW, in that AEW has too much good talent on their roster and they can't focus on people. And I kind of feel like that's what's starting to happen.
Yeah.
With WWE, especially if they get people like, that are getting ready to get on the market. Say, what happens if a Ricky Stark decides to sign with WWE? What about Juliana and stuff like that? Like, there's just so many good people.
Yeah, and I feel like this happens like every 5 years, where like a company will get so much good talent that they just have no idea what the hell to do. And it happens to WWE all the time. If you really think about it, think about those times where it's like, man, they got like everybody, but they can't. But
we were like 2019. They like scooped up a bunch of talent, and then the show happened, and then like they were holding on to like it was like a 240 wrestler, 260 wrestlers on WWE, and they were just hoarding them. Like, no one else is getting them. And then as soon as the pandemic kind of let up, they're like, we're cutting everybody out.
So yeah, like it's one of those things. I feel like it happens a lot with companies because it's like, oh, I want this one, I want that one, I want this one, I want that one, I want this one. Oh fuck, what am I gonna do?
And I only say like a fatal 4-way, right? I say only a fatal 4-way because last year we had a tag match main event WrestleMania for the first time, right? Second time. So it was like, it was awesome. So I mean, we have all these possibilities that could happen, right? We're not even talking, and it's crazy too because like Rhea Ripley is going to be having some kind of championship match too. We don't know who, right? But we know that she's probably going to be main event at one of those nights.
Sure.
So it's crazy to think like all the possibility, all the talent that show has, and it's crazy to think like who's not gonna like we're gonna end up doing a show where we're gonna talk about snubs of who should have main event at WrestleMania versus we like that this match happened at WrestleMania.
They're gonna have to do 3 nights now.
All right. On that note, I'm moving.
Weekend.
I'm moving on.
Philly's gonna be the first city to do 4 nights of WrestleMania. Mark was right. 4 nights of a 5 will get one free.
I might stay with my mom that week and Airbnb my house.
Hey. Right.
Right.
I know 4 guys who
make a mint.
Right.
Make a mint off of that. Shit.
All right. It's time for the best segment in all of Chaz and Friends.
You hit the wrong one.
Wrong button. I hit the wrong button.
You hit the wrong one.
Sorry, this one.
Ooh, I got like what 4 weeks of dumbass.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I can't wait.
Who should I start with first? All right. So, like, I had 2 off the bat, and then the third one popped up on my list because of what he did at New Japan. So, Jack Perry is going to be my first nominee, the dumbass of the week for being a dumbass. An idiot. God damn it. All right, and so my second nominee is gonna be I have to give it to Tony.
The press conference and that hat.
Press conference.
That hat.
Flipping out on Twitter again. I'm not sure if he got like a different like supplier or something why he was a little off. I still say, bruh, get some help. Rehab's like really good, or go back to your therapist because it looks like you stopped talking to him.
Oh my gosh.
Think about it. Think about it when AEW first started. But seriously, think about it. He looked like a respectful young businessman. Now he looks like a strung out addict. So, and then my last one, Christopher Jericho. Christmas was not good to him.
Oh gosh.
Jesus, I forgot that happened.
Seems like on Christmas Eve, his wife was with the pool boys, so he must have been drinking alone again, and got on social media. So, and then that, and the MVP thing, and that coming out again, and then that. Well, the other thing.
The other thing that we're going to talk about.
The other thing, and Chris, you know what? I want to say this right now. I was right. I've been right from the beginning. He is a piece of crap. What have I been saying for years? What have I been saying?
Yeah, I mean, you have been saying he's a terrible person. Like, I just keep it a buck. You have. I'll give you that. You've been consistent that Jericho is a terrible person.
Dude, I felt vindicated.
Oh no.
Over the holiday weekend, I enjoyed it so much. Thanks for the early Christmas gift, Chris. I muchly appreciate it. This man's gonna hate me. This man's gonna hate me. So those are my dumbasses of the week, and I guess we'll find out who wins.
The poll has been posted on Twitter, so make sure you check us out and you can vote on who should be Damien's dumbass of the week. Jack Perry, Tony Khan, and Chris Jericho. Your 2 usual nominees.
Yeah, no, I was like, man, like
there's always 3 people. It's always Tony Khan and Jericho, and then there's someone else that just has to be like balance it out to be like, yeah, this person did this too.
Yeah, like I
pissed me off this week.
Like for the month I've been thinking about it. I'm like, dude, like there's not that many people that have actually really been too stupid. You know what I mean? And some of it's really not their fault. You know what I mean? So it's just, but these 3, god damn it. Oh, fuck.
I legit forgot about what happened at Christmas.
Oh,
that's why. That's what led up to everything. Yeah, because he opened his big mouth. Yeah, that was
open his. Why would you do that?
Yo, I definitely forgot that was a whole thing. I was like,
exactly. All right, let's go. Since we're on there, we're gonna switch things around. Let's get to it. I'm just gonna switch it up. We're gonna go right. We're gonna talk about it. We're here now. All right. So, let's just to dig a little bit deeper into it, give people a synopsis. So, Chris Jericho had a Twitter spat like his good buddy Tony Khan normally does. And wow, what did he say? What did he say?
He basically said that like
the
the
owner's
whole thing
handbook.
about the whole thing about Punk being like can't speak or whatever, but Ace Steel's wife can speak, and he's basically saying, "Well, I can say anything that I want. Like, I didn't sign anything."
Right. So yeah, that was a tweet, and then I forget the guy's name, but he comes in, says, "What about the NDAs with you?" And then that, yeah,
There's a lawyer,
The lawyer that represented.
the lawyer that represented the case.
Yeah,
In the case,
it's just a mess. But then allegations of NDAs that Chris has signed is allegedly, because this is all accusation. Nothing's been proven yet. But it's wild. It's wild. Does these allegations affect Chris Jericho's future storylines in AEW? Let's leave Damien last for this one. let's start with you, Cliff. Let's go, Mike. Then me. Yeah, Damien. Yeah, take a sip before you do a whole walk off.
I need you to hit a run real quick before you like.
Do what you got to do so you can just mentally calm down.
Does it affect his storylines no, actually, I don't think so, because like knowing all this stuff, like Tony putting it out there, I'm sure somewhere in Jericho's contract there's probably some sort of clause that says like, hey, whatever happened in the past stays in the past and doesn't affect me going in the future. And then legally he'll be like, well, this technically was in the past for Christmas, so you can't say anything to me about it. I just think that it's crazy because like there's always been like these rumors and allegations that have been happening right for a long time, but without any real proof, you can't really say anything. Like it's just a thing. Wrestling Twitter has their own opinion about it, and whatever they say, obviously you can be found guilty in the court of social media, but it's just one of those things where I look at the things that are being said and stuff, and if people aren't coming out and saying anything, there's really nothing that can be said. That's why the whole deal with Vince McMahon was such a big deal, is that when all these women started coming out and talking about the NDAs they signed and all the money they took and the stuff that was going on, that's why WWE was like, oh, we got to get you out of here. Because now this is starting to add up, where right now it's just kind of like one person that put it out there on a tweet, especially about the allegations part with a certain wrestler. And then that one wrestler liked it, just put a heart emoji, and then it just sparked a whole bunch of more controversies that happened. But without that person being able to say anything or saying anything just in general, and then going on to the future with some other people saying some stuff, really we don't have anything. So I don't think Tony is gonna like put a case on anybody until there's like more definitive proof, right? When we had the whole Me Too movement happening, there was a lot of people that were coming out talking about some of the roster on AEW. That's why we saw stuff happen with Jimmy Havoc, because it wasn't just one person who said things. It was a lot of people who were saying things. And, that man retired. You know what I mean? If you look at it like, well, I don't want to talk about redacted names, right? But multiple people are coming out with allegations. And it wasn't just one, right? Even one person was a dude from NXT UK, Ligero, is that his name? They talked about what he was doing, right? Marty Scurll went through the same thing, but it's like multiple people have to come out and say stuff versus just one person saying something about Chris Jericho. So right now, I don't think anything's being affected. I don't even think they were planning on putting the tag titles on Sammy and Chris until like obviously when everything went down, because they originally it was supposed to be the Golden Jets, and
right.
So I don't think anything changed. So man. I think he's still gonna be able to pick the opponents that he wants to work with and shine the talent that he wants to shine, and then just go from there.
I gotta say, I don't think anything happens to him. You might see him go away for a couple weeks after the Jericho cruise, and then when he comes back, it's just another story that happened on the internet, right? And yeah, I mean, the story broke through Nick Houseman, who is the guy that breaks all of the things for Punk. Um, I while I'm sure there are rumors, I mean, there's rumors with everybody.
Correct. That's factual. Yeah.
And unless somebody says something like what Cliff just said, I don't see, like, there's no definitive proof. You had somebody say something and somebody like it. It really, there's no kind of proof. And until there is, I don't see anything happen. And for the other thing too, like, it got proved when Punk debuted on Raw or whatever it was the next week when he tried to make that joke about not being okay to hit people backstage, and it fell flat with the WWE audience. You really notice like how small of percentage wrestling Twitter is. AEW fans follow it a little more closely, but give it a couple weeks to blow over, nobody cares.
Factual. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen either. I think we're all on the same agreement on that. My only big thing that really, I guess, really ticked me off was that this whole thing got started because of a gotcha type of thing. It was of an attack to say, like, oh, I got something on you. That maybe, this said person, that maybe the allegations that that are about, maybe didn't even want this story out. And you didn't give them that right or that type of decency, to have that choice of whether or not they wanted that to be out. You chose, to try to one up Chris Jericho. And now you've got this person in an uncomfortable position because now they got all this, this attention on them for something that, hey, I didn't even want to be brought out in the first place. Yeah, I don't think Tony's going to do anything. Tony did the right thing by not having Jericho on the media scrum that night. I know we were joking about it in the chat saying, oh, if he doesn't go out there, then, oh, yeah, what you call it? He's a pussy. But if he does, then, he has to be asked about it. He's got to say something. And if he doesn't say something, if he's out there, then he's guilty. And then it was a mix. But Tony did the right thing by not having Jericho out, come out for the media scrum. Apparently this past Wednesday in Daly's Place was booing Jericho during his save, and which is the reason why they kept Judas playing while that happened. I think for the time being, it's going to, I guess in a sense be there a little bit, but I don't think anything's going to happen. If anything, I think Jericho's turning heel because they're going to keep booing him.
And honestly, this was all started by a lawyer trying to get some publicity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, and even as good as that lawyer is, if AEW decides to sue him for slander, the kind of lawyers that billionaire Tony can hire, like,
yeah, Stephen P. News. Speaking of Stephen P. News, yeah, I don't know if I know. Tell everybody, yeah, Jim Cornette. I don't know if I told the listener. Jim Cornette blocked me and made my day.
Well, you probably deserved it.
Oh, I did.
I would block
totally
you if I didn't work with you, but
we're actually friends.
yeah, I would still block you. I'd send you a letter if I needed to talk to you. But
that's crazy. Anyway, it's your turn.
Oh, okay.
Let it out. Let it out.
I've been able to smoke a little bit. The Jameson is feeling nice.
Oh, Jameson. Okay.
I'm feeling a little relaxed.
Okay.
First thing I'm gonna say is fuck Chris Jericho.
There it is.
Let's get that off there. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I found the whole thing kind of hilarious. Just because it's one of those things that it snowballed out of something stupid. It snowballed from an interview basically stating, "Oh, well, this came up. We can't talk about this. These are the people that can't talk about this." there's only one person out of this whole entire situation that actually was physically there that can talk about it if this person shall want to. Um, my whole big thing is this: all of that went online. I'm hoping Chris Jericho's gonna get fined for his Twitter remarks
Mm.
because that
Oh,
is a thing.
yeah, yes, it is.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping he's going to get fined like everybody else would for being a dumbass on Christmas. God damn it, Chris. Ah. But it the whole thing was childish. Like
Yeah,
seriously, let's like really
absolutely. Yeah.
keep it a buck. Granted, yeah, there could be a story there. Maybe that's just a bunch of made up bullshit. Like that, she has not come out and said anything. The person that's involved in this has not come out and said anything, regardless of if she signed anything or whatever the case may be. Like if this was something that was really truthful, that I guess needed to be out, it would be out. So will it affect? Probably not. Is Tony doing the right thing of even keeping Jericho on TV? He should just let him go home for a little while. But I mean, that's probably not going to happen. I was hoping that this whole thing would get him off TV for a little while. Like,
Nah.
I hate Jericho. I really do. Like all these other people get injured. Why can't he?
Oh my
I
god.
just want him to. I just
He
want him to
almost
go.
died like 2 years ago.
Ah, it's like the people that like shouldn't get hurt is getting hurt, and well, he's still on my TV screen.
Well, let's move on to something that should have been on your TV screen. It should have been on everybody's TV screen, and that was TNA Hard to Kill. Okay,
Yeah,
if you
match of the week like that.
I was going to come back to that.
Okay.
I was going to come back to it. Look, if you did not watch Hard to Kill, you missed on, I think, right now, the hottest wrestling promotion in the States. TNA, all right, made its return, and show top to bottom, I think, stellar card. So, is 2024 TNA's year? Start with you, Cliff.
I did watch Hard to Kill. Actually, I watched it this morning. I like the card top to bottom. I think all the talent is gonna be real great. I think in a women's division, I mean, they're not even hurting. I mean, I know they lost two of the big stars though. Let's be real with Trinity and with Deanna Prazo, both leaving. So, but I don't think that they're really affected. I mean, they clearly show with Jody Threat in that X division.
Yeah.
She's Jody Threat is a star. Like,
bruh.
I saw one of her matches once when I was up at WrestleCore. She's an awesome person.
Yeah. She is quite the talent. And then the return of Decay, I did like that. So I mean, they're from top to bottom. I'm never going to talk about the men's division because the X division, I've already said it on the show numerous times that X division is my favorite division in all of wrestling, like just hands down, doesn't change. And the men's division is always locked up, and especially with the addition of Nick. I think it's crazy. And AJ Francis, I know he was also there too.
About to say, don't disrespect my man Dada like that.
Yeah, the man I'm trying to compete with in lifting for some reason.
I know, right? That you just
just keep trying to do more bench pressing than him, and that's never gonna be a thing. But no, like him, they're all showing up is really cool. But the women's division is where I'm really looking at because I want to see how much more talent is going to get pumped into that and how much more elevated that talent that whole women's division is going to get. Because I love the knockouts division. So I think you're onto something. I think this has the potential to be the hottest promotion for 2024. I'm still just kind of curious as to see what all they're gonna pull out to keep it moving. But yeah, I think definitely you're on. I think you're on something. There's a high potential that this could be their year this year.
Damien.
I enjoyed it top and bottom. See, for me though, it's like I don't know. I've always felt that like TNA has been like its own entity, if that makes any sense. Like yeah, it had its point where it was bad, but like for the most part, like it's never been bad.
Right.
It's been its like own thing. Yeah, it's probably not like up
Oh
there,
yeah.
but it's something that I've enjoyed constantly.
Oh yeah. People got
Women's
murdered on
division,
that show.
like you know what I mean. The women's division has always been stacked.
Oh yeah.
Like it's always been stacked, and like Cliff said, there's no reason to talk about the men's division because they usually they're doing just fine. You know what I mean? Everything is like I don't know. I don't think I've really seen too much bad stuff from TNA, and I've always called it TNA. It doesn't matter if
That's
they were
facts. You
Impact
definitely.
at one point. I've always called it TNA. So like for them to go back and then just like Hard to Kill was like off the hook. Like it really was. It was a really really good show, top to bottom. Um, it's little shock surprises of people losing, and shout out to Moose for winning the TNA World Championship. I wasn't expecting him to win that though. That's
Neither
the
was
funny
I.
part.
Neither was
But
I.
you know what though? Like I was shocked. But you know
Nah,
what?
I'm not a Moose fan. I've
I'm
always.
not. I wasn't a Moose fan until he kind of got delusional, and I got to see some range of death in him. You know what I mean? Like he act like that part where he's delusional, had the
Yes.
TNA championship. It was just I enjoyed it. That showed me that he could do more than just be a meathead.
Right. I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like this is why I guess I'm a little bit of a fan of Moose, and so like I have to give him that props. Like I wasn't expecting that. That was a complete left turn for me. I thought he was going to be the same as Kane. So like I said, it was fun. I had fun. I had fun watching it. Trinity and Jordan Grace like killed it. I enjoyed that a lot. Like it was an all around good show. Like really solid show.
All right, Mike. What you got?
TNA is usually a really awesome position. And I really always kind of like their product. I think right now they are hitting on all cylinders because what I love about TNA is TNA has turned into the promotion where you prove to yourself, where you prove to everybody else that you're ready for the big time.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, how many big time wrestlers have come out of TNA, with Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. And I think because of the position that TNA is in, you have people that for them, that's the show. That's what their goal's always been. But then you also have, simply because of the history. But then, like I said, you have people that are trying to prove that they can be on that next level and that they deserve to be on that next level. And I think that brings out a certain kind of passion.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed TNA. TNA, to me, that's where I found my favorite wrestler with AJ Styles in TNA, watching with my grandma. Kurt Angle in TNA. So it's always been TNA to me. And signing Nick, legit signing Nick, like he has merch with them. Like it's not like he's gonna do some matches that, here and there. No, he got merch through Impact of TNA. He's there. There is a big signing. It's great to see what they got. And like you said, Cliff, the women's division with Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo, you would think on paper they would take a hit, but they're not. They're the women's division is fine. Jordan Grace, who we have absolutely adored on this podcast numerous
She's
times.
amazing. She's amazing.
Jordan Grace is the person to hold it down for that women's division. The ABC, hey, who's better than Chris Bay? Not many.
I really like those two. Yeah,
I've said it for years. I was on Chris Bay before he got hot. He's still to me one of the most underrated talents that's like legit on the planet. Dude is legit. The Impact. That's look out. I can't wait for Slammiversary. Look, I'm pumped for Slammiversary. That's all I can say is this. Like I'm here for the ride.
Oh, no, I'm
That
gonna pay attention all year. Like this is like one of
yeah,
those where it's like I need to pay attention this year to what
definitely.
TNA is
Saying
doing.
like I try to watch Impact, so I don't watch it every week because it's so much wrestling to consume. It's only 24 hours in a day, and I have a life. So it's the episode I do catch up on. I'm not like, oh, I gotta watch Impact. Like this is good. It's worth my time. So like I don't know. I might have to. So I watch MLW too. Like, ugh, might have to be all right. Put one on one screen, put on one on the other screen. Cause yeah, man, TNA. Yeah, if you're not watching TNA, you need to do that. Okay, I promise you, it's not your Hulk Hogan TNA anymore. It's not that bad anymore.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
messed
what I'm
up because
saying.
like we're sitting here talking about like signing with Nick and AJ Francis, right? Trinity leaving and Deanna Prazo. And with everything that was happening, no one noticed that Ashley
Dana,
Sabera is there.
yeah, Dana Brooke.
Yeah. And when I looked at first, I was like, yo, she looks familiar. And they're like,
I
yeah,
had to do a double
it's
take.
Ash. And I was like, oh my God, it's Dana. I was like, I forgot her name was
Uh,
Ashley.
I would have never known until said it on commentary. I had no idea who it was. I was
I
like,
had
Yeah.
to take a double take. She looks a little different,
Yeah.
a little different. But look, that's good for her though. Maybe
yeah.
she'll
So
get that
hopefully,
opportunity
exactly
to prove, hey, like this is what you should have been doing with me,
Yeah.
right.
and
And
I
one
hope
of
she
the
does.
things that I love about the way Scott Demore runs Impact Now TNA is that he keeps a tight roster, right? He doesn't have like what we were talking about with AEW and WWE, that bloated roster where you
Mm-hmm.
can't do anything with everyone. They really make every match mean something.
Yeah.
True, and
Facts.
the way that TNA runs, they don't need it though. That's the thing.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They don't need all these humongous names because they have the talent to carry the company. Like they always have that talent. They have, those mainstays that's been there for 10 plus years. That's like, been through the name change twice.
Mhm.
And then you got, like you say, you got all those these new young and up and coming people that are like, you know what? Like I get to go here and I get to have a ball. I get
Yeah.
to build myself up. So if they want to take that next step to like AEW or WWE, there you go. They get that work in, like
And
in
vice
front
versa,
of
because
an
like there's
audience.
other guys too. Like look at Frankie Kazarian, like that dude,
Yeah,
you know, SCU, they were tearing it up, and then he was just like, well, I'm kind of floating around here. I'm just gonna go back
Yeah.
to Impact, have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Before we end it off, match of the week. Yes, this includes the past 4 weeks we have been gone. Dun dun dun. Make you think. So yeah, match of the week or match of the past 4 weeks. There it is. Match of the past 4 weeks. You ready? Here we go. And go. Red Dog, what you got?
You know what? This was a match I didn't know I needed, and I'm very glad that I got to watch it. And I was actually super hyped with it, right? So this people are gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Adam Copeland versus Lee Moriarty.
Oh, yes.
When I saw Adam come out, and dude, what did he call it? The Cope Open? Whatever. I didn't care. I saw Edge on my TV, and when I heard the Tiger roar, I was like, and I heard Shane Taylor talking, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know I need this match and I need it now. So it's super high. So yeah, that's my match of the week.
That includes over the past 4 weeks too? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mike, what you got? Match of the week or match of the past 4 weeks.
Edge, Adam Copeland versus Christian.
That was
Come on.
Cool.
Like that.
I did enjoy that too.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that.
And
one,
that's
yes.
something that I've been dying for, a match like that between the two of them for years.
Damien, match of the week or match of the past 4 weeks.
Hard to kill X Division Championship match.
You know what? That's not a bad match.
I surprisingly really enjoyed that for some reason.
That's not a bad match.
I watched it with my wife. Like, because I just saw some of the crazy stuff they were doing, and I was like, you gotta watch this. And I think it's just because it's from 3 different parts of the world.
Yeah.
You got Mexico, Japan, and the States. So it's like one of those where it's like, I don't know, it was kind of cool to see. It was kind of cool to see 3 different styles that are similar because of how how they wrestle. But I don't know. It was just, I don't know, and I normally don't like matches like that. That's the crazy part. But I enjoyed that immensely for some reason. I don't know why. So that's mine.
All right. My match of the past 4 weeks. Okay, happened over there in the Tokyo Dome. Okay, yeah. Wrestle Kingdom. Okay,
Oh, wow.
all right, yeah. Wrestle Kingdom. Between that dragon, that American dragon, not Jake Long, but Bryan Danielson, okay? And that bad man, Okada. Woo! Take my hat off. Let me tell you something. I needed that in my life, okay? Listen, folks who are not married, when you listen, you won't understand this, but the married folk understand. Like sometimes when your wife hugs you, and it's just like that real deep hug, and you just feel all the love and the warmth. That's what that match was for me.
I hate this man. I hate this man right now.
That is what that match was for me, and there has not been a match since then that has made me feel that way.
I'm about to ignore this man for the rest of the show.
That is my match of the past 4 weeks, and damn it, that's my match of the year.
Wow.
I don't care what happens. I love Cody just as much as the next person, but Cody versus Roman 2, Cody Rock, I don't know. Bryan Danielson and that bad man Okada. Match of the year. Match of the past, match of this decade. Right then and there. Boom. Enough said. End the show here. You can end us off, Cliff. Boom. Mic drop. And not Mike Fresh. Boom. But Mike drop.
All right. Well,
fresh mic drop. Boom. Ho! I'm done. Thank you. Look, first of all, thank you, Mike. Shout out to Mike Fresh, Wrestling Independent. Thank you for hopping in and sticking around with us for the shenanigans that we call this debate show.
Absolutely.
Make sure you definitely give him a follow. All right. Check out the Wrestling Independent in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Check out 1CW in Houston, Delaware. He's the lead commentator there. So check out 1CW. All right. If you made it to the end of the show, if you made it this far, because this show is a sometimes difficult to get through. We are a half hour over our allotted time. But if you made it to the end, my PlayStation users, you get a trophy. My Xbox users, you get an achievement. And my PC users, well, you get a virus.
And this is where we're at again.
Oh, I'm keeping that because.
Oh, look. Yeah, dumbass of the week. What was the poll?
Oh, you're right. Thank you. You're right. Let me check the poll. You're right. Look at that. New year, and I'm about to mess up. All right. So look, here we go. Let's see. Where is what? Oh, third count. There it is. All right. So here we go.
All right, what you got? See if I agree with the people.
100% Jack Perry.
Ooh, that was kind of dumb.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
When I said when I was going to be controversial, like I thought other people were going to not agree with me.
Nope, everyone agrees with that. 100.
All right. Well, I guess we have new dumbass of the week then, don't we?
I definitely thought it was going to be Jericho. I
thought it was going to be Jericho too. I thought he was going to win it. What's it been? It would have been 2 weeks in a row.
That would have.
Well, looks like Jack Perry breaks the streak.
Oh man!
And, you are the dumbass of the week. So, yeah, it's probably about the only thing you're going to win, pal.
Oh man!
At least the only thing you're going to win that you deserve. Let me repeat that.
You got to worry about real glass breaking through.
Yeah, nah, because any championship or match that he wins, he's getting handed.
Facts.
It ain't like he earned it.
Facts.
Even
Damn.
that beatdown was lazy.
It was. The drop kick.
He did.
Anyway, thank you. I'm the Don here with the Red Dog and the supervillain and Mike Fresh. Make sure you check out Now Into the Ring coming out this week. All right, Tuesdays and Thursdays. But make sure you are next week, next Sunday, same time, same place. CHAZ and Friends. We're going to give you our early picks. All right. It's our official Royal Rumble preview show. So we're going to talk Royal Rumble, who's winning for both the women and the men. So definitely be there next week for CHAZ and Friends.
I got no clue.
You have no you got
no clue. No,
None?
I got nothing.
Well, you got a week.
I got a giant Kawaii.
Kawaii!